Welcome to Weeping Willow Homestead and another What We Eat for Dinner in a Week. In these videos, I show you how I try to combine inexpensive Aldi groceries with food that we are blessed with from the food pantry to make hopefully well-balanced, well-rounded meals. As a family, we generally eat low carb because my husband and I do for health reasons, and as the sole cook in the house, it is easier for me to just make one meal than to try to short order cook it. But you'll see variations to that, and I'll explain as we go. So tonight is Monday night, and tonight we are having burgers. This is the last of the burgers that I made a while back where my husband had gotten a deer this fall, or a couple of deer this fall, and we just had it all we ground all of it. And I am not a big fan of red meat in general, and deer meat definitely not because it's very strong. So I took the deer meat and cut it about half and half with ground turkey from Aldi, and made a bunch of meatballs and some meatloaf and burgers and just froze them raw. So that's the last of those. So I made those and I just put them on the broiler. That's how the grocery store ones have, and it works really well. So I did it, and it's nice for making a bunch of them, and it doesn't make a huge mess of your kitchen that way. With that, the kids are going to have sweet potato fries. I will undoubtedly eat at least a couple of these because I love sweet potatoes, but they're not great for blood sugar. So yeah, I'll eat a few of those, and then hang on just a second. To go with that, we're going to have cottage cheese. I was just kind of doing some simple meal for tonight. I'm really tired. My 3-year-old did not sleep well at all last night, and I'm paying for it. She gets to take a nap, but if I take a nap, then I don't sleep well tonight. So anyway, we've got burgers and lettuce. So for mine, I will just have mine on lettuce as the bun. If you want to eat out and do low carb, a lot of restaurants will do that where they will just make a bun with the lettuce, and it works great. Bit messy, but it works. I did fry up a pound of bacon, and we won't use all of this, contrary to what my kids and husband would like. Some of it we'll save back and use for other things. This is like 5 small onions, and when the bacon was done cooking, I drained off some of the fat and then cooked those in the fat, the little bit of fat that was left, and they make such a yummy topping for burgers. So yum, yeah. And then obviously all of the normal toppings, ketchup, mustard, mayo, barbecue sauce, and then I also have this garlic aioli from Aldi that is delicious. So that is a not quick and easy, because seriously, this meal always takes forever, but it's delicious, so it's worth it. That's Monday night's dinner. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Tuesday, and normally Tuesday I make some kind of like taco or Mexican food, and I just wasn't feeling it today. And then I decided I was going to make muffins and bread. Hang on, let me show you. Yeah, a lot of muffins and bread. And there's also another small loaf. So hang on. It's a recipe called Morning Glory Muffins, and I cannot give you the exact recipe that I use because it's in a cookbook. So copyright. But I know if you Google Morning Glory Muffins, you will find one similar to this. It has carrots, like shredded carrots, shredded apple, shredded coconut, raisins. I use dates from the food pantry, nuts. It's like a really hearty, delicious bread. I missed this one. But my recipe makes a lot. It makes 6 dozen muffins. Or like I showed 3 dozen, I made 3 dozen muffins and 2 of the mini loaves of bread. So I just got a wild hair to go ahead and make that. And so when my kids saw that, they were like, "Can we have breakfast for dinner?" And I was like, "Yeah, we can totally have breakfast for dinner." So that's what the kids are having. So 13-year-old, 11-year-old, 8-year-old, 5-year-old, and 3-year-old plates. And then my husband and I eat breakfast for breakfast pretty much every morning, although he fasts for breakfast a lot. But anyway, I do not have any desire to have breakfast for dinner because I eat eggs for breakfast every morning. So I did a double batch of chicken nuggets that are in the oven right now. The keto chicken nuggets, I'll put that recipe in the show notes. And then I have zucchini fries going in the air fryer, and we are completely fine with having that for dinner. You know, nothing fancy, breakfast for dinner to me isn't fancy. So, and then when the kids are done, if they want to come in and have a second piece of bread with some melted butter because I accidentally melted it, then they can. So that is Tuesday night's dinner. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Wednesday night. Tonight I planned on making these pork chops, and I got the package out, and I guess I just didn't realize that there were only 3 of them in the package. So I was like, that's not really enough to feed all of us. So luckily I had chicken thighs thawed out for dinner for tomorrow night, and there were enough of those that I felt comfortable throwing a couple of those on the pan as well. So I guess everybody gets to pick which one they want, or if they want a little bit of both. With that, this is a cheesy cabbage dish. So I steam the cabbage until it's just about all the way cooked. Then I put that in a strainer. And in the pan, I mixed about a half a block of cream cheese, some milk, a squirt of mustard, some garlic, and probably a cup and a half of shredded cheddar cheese, and then the leftover bacon from the other night, last week. I don't even remember at this point. I'm tired today. And some parsley. And then I just kind of make a cheese sauce out of it, stirred that into the cabbage, and then baked that. And kind of the point in baking it is just to finish cooking the cabbage, and so that the cheese all melts and it all kind of gets cohesive. It looks and smells delicious. It's a favorite of ours. And then I air fried some yellow potatoes that we got from the food pantry a long while back that were starting to sprout. Just did some oil, some garlic powder, and some Italian seasoning, and did them 400 degrees for 10 minutes, and then stir, and then another 10 minutes, and they should be nice and crispy. And it's been a long time since I've made those, so I know everybody's going to want some of those, and I may even eat a couple of them, even though it doesn't fit the diet. This was one of those nights where I knew I needed another side, preferably another low-carb side that we could all eat, and I just could not think of one that was not green like the cabbage, you know what I mean. That's the biggest issue with low-carb vegetables, is most of them are green. It's there's broccoli and green beans and cabbage and zucchini and Brussels sprouts, and that it's just like there's a lot of green ones, so finding 2 different colors of vegetables, which I know isn't like a huge deal, but just I like that pleasing look on a plate. So yeah, that is dinner for Wednesday night. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Thursday night, and this is smelling and looking good. So this is a loaded baked potato. We're going to call it a skillet. Normally it's a casserole, but I just chose to leave it in the skillet so I didn't have to dirty up anything else. And I make this low carb by using cauliflower instead of potatoes, but you can totally do potatoes and it works just fine. So I diced up 3 chicken thighs and cooked those in the pan, pulled those out, and just put them in a bowl off to the side. And then, I cooked bacon in the pan first, then I pulled that out, then I cooked the chicken, and then I pulled that out, and on the side I had a pot going with the 1 head of cauliflower just chunked up. So then cooked that until it was done, drained it. In the empty pan, I deglazed the bottom of the pan with just like maybe a cup of water, because I didn't want to make the sauce runny. To that, I added in some cream cheese, some sour cream, and let that simmer until it kind of thickened up just a little bit, and then added in maybe a cup of shredded cheddar cheese. And once you add the cheese, turn the heat off so that just the heat from the sauce melts the cheese. Then I added everything back in, stirred it up, except for the bacon. Didn't add the bacon in. And then I baked that at 350 just to kind of get everything cohesive. Everything was already cooked, so it was just kind of to make everything heated through, thicken up the sauce, all of that. Then I pulled it out, crumbled up the bacon, and put on top of it, and then chopped up chives from our garden. Lovely. If you want to get into growing herbs, I highly recommend chives. They don't take up much room, they don't spread horribly, and they are actually pretty. They put off a beautiful purple flower. So especially if you're living somewhere like an HOA where they don't let you have a garden, they want landscaping, chives is a great one because it looks like an ornamental plant. It looks like a flowering plant. And it stays pretty well all summer long. So it comes out in the spring and you can use it all year long, and you can even make something called a chive vinaigrette, which is you soak the chives in vinegar and then you use it to make a vinaigrette, and man, it's good. So if you're wanting to get into herbs and you don't know where to start, chives is just a great one because it grows really well and easy and is really pretty and is useful because you can dehydrate them and use them all year round. But even if you just go out through the summer and snip off and add to your eggs and your baked potatoes and your soups and whatnot, awesome. So that is Thursday night's dinner. We'll see you tomorrow night. It is Friday night, and Friday night at our house means pizza night. Sometimes that's homemade, sometimes that's store-bought, sometimes that's a cross between the two. It is pretty much never takeout because we live too far out in the country for takeout to be delivered. And by the time we would order it, get to town, pick it up, and bring it home, I can make a whole lot of frozen pizzas or even from scratch pizzas for a whole lot less. So there kind of is just no point in doing takeout pizza. So tonight is a little bit of both, I guess. This is some of that giant bag of like sub rolls that we got from the food pantry a while back. I went ahead and took probably 2/3 of the package and sliced them open, put them in a Ziploc bag, and tucked them away in the freezer for another day, and that was today. So on these, I just put some pasta sauce, some cheese, some pepperoni on half of them, and then baked them at 400 degrees for about 10 minutes. You can do a little bit longer if you like the cheese a little bit more browned. But they get nice and toasty on the bottom, and the kids really enjoy these, and it just makes for a nice, quick, and easy pizza for them. For me, I did a low-carb crust pizza. I will put this recipe in the show notes. It's really easy. It's just some shredded cheese, Parmesan cheese, and that's just like the shaky green cheese, and an egg. And you bake that for, like, you mix it all together, and then you put it on parchment paper, bake that for a little bit, and then put your toppings on, and you're good to go. So, yeah, it makes for a nice, quick, and easy. And it's decent pizza crust. It's not, like, the best thing ever. It definitely doesn't have that doughy pizza crust, but, you know, when you're low carb, you pick and choose your battles. And it also works for if you're gluten-free because it's a gluten-free crust as well, so that's nice. With this, we're just going to do some simple salad. Tonight is also the one night a week that we do dessert. I know we've got some cookies, we've got some ice cream, there's Easter candy still. So, most of the time I just pull stuff out and let the kids pick and choose whatever they want. For me, I've still got some of the keto ice cream from the food pantry, and, I can also do Greek yogurt with a spoonful of peanut butter and some chocolate chips, and that makes me happy. So those are the options. And yeah, tonight we're also, Friday nights we always do pizza, movie, and dessert, and it's an extra special one because we've been doing no media May. So we have not watched any television at all. It has not even been on since the 1st of May. And it's the 5th today, so my kids are ready for a movie. You know, they've been doing really good. It's been a rough week a little bit on some of them, but I was really looking forward to doing this because with me being unwell, I guess you could say, for several months over the winter, we got into the habit of watching a lot of TV. And with the nicer weather and all of that, we have really... I'm really enjoying having the days to just play outside and enjoy each other's company. So we still allow audiobooks and digital books, and I have allowed myself to get on Facebook like once in the morning for a little bit, just to kind of check up on specific friends that are going through some life stuff that I would like to keep updated on. But for the most part, yeah, we've done pretty good. So that is a long-winded Friday night. We are going to go enjoy this, and we'll see you tomorrow. It is Saturday night, and Saturdays I usually make a bigger meal. So tonight we had the pork roast from the food pantry, and I just did that in the crock pot. I wish I'd had a little bit more time on it because it's not super tender, but hopefully it tastes good. I just did garlic and parsley, salt and pepper, nothing like dramatic or crazy with it. So I might taste a little bit of it and see whether we want to put like some sauce on it. Offer the kids ketchup or barbecue sauce or something to ruin it, you know, because that's how it works. With that, I just wanted some easy sides. I may have overindulged on dinner yesterday. Still dealing with my tummy learning to work again. And I woke up this morning with awful tummy ache. So I have babied it all day on doing some ginger tincture and peppermint tea and eating simple foods. So I really am not hungry, but know that I need to eat something. So I wanted like something simple. So I did mashed sweet potatoes with lots of butter, and I will eat just a small amount of that because they are not great on carbs, and potatoes in general are not super friendly with my blood sugar. I know some people can get away with eating sweet potatoes because of the fiber in them, but for whatever reason, my body's like, nope. We also have steamed broccoli with butter and salt on it. Like I said, I was just going for easy. And then I also got out some homemade sauerkraut that's been in the refrigerator, and I'm going to do that with it as well because I figured that will help my tummy feel a little bit better and give me another side that I can eat at least a little bit of. So if you are new here, this is the end of my week of meals. What we do normally on Sunday when we get home from church is I pull out all of the leftovers and I let the kids pick and choose whatever they want. We make individual plates and warm them up, and it gets the leftovers used, and they can pick whatever they want from the week. This week, we actually have almost no leftovers left from the week, and we're not going to have hardly anything left tonight, but that's fine because we are having church fellowship meal after church tomorrow. So I don't really need to worry about having a lot of leftovers to feed to everybody. Then tomorrow evening, I will pull out charcuterie board things. So cheese, cured meats, dried fruits, nuts, crackers, goat cheese. Yeah, like all things that you would think of on our charcuterie board. I will pull those out, and I just set everything out on the counter, and I let the kids pick and choose whatever they want again. And that night, I even bust out paper plates so that I don't have to do dishes because I take Sundays off. I don't cook, I don't clean, I don't do laundry, we enjoy the day. So we get home from church and we spend the rest of the day. We will play games. We will, a lot of times take a walk if the weather is nice. Just goof off and enjoy the rest of the day. Read books. If we weren't doing no media may, a lot of times if the weather was yucky, like rainy or whatever, we'll watch YouTube together as a family, or like movies together. So yeah, we're just gonna take the day off. But anyway, that is our week of meals. I will make sure to post any relevant recipes in the show notes. If you have any questions about anything that I make, please feel free to ask because I'm more than happy to pass along recipes. I try to make realistic meals that I try to throw in some that are a little bit more complicated and some that are a little bit more throw it together on a weeknight and you only have a half an hour to make dinner kind of thing. So I hope that works. All right, I'm rambling and I'm tired. So that is our week of meals. Thank you so much for watching these. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Goodbye and God bless.